What's going on to you, Cancer crabs? So you have the Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, the Chariot. So you showed up in your own reading. Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, Three of Wands, the High Priestess, ooh, King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. So for you Cancers, right? The Knight of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Hierophant. Some of you Cancer crabs may be getting to know somebody where the two of you are moving a little bit too quickly. And the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant represents you Cancer crabs want to take your time getting to know this person a little bit more. They're going just a little bit too fast for you. And a lot of you Scorpios a lot of you Cancer crabs, sorry about that. A lot of you Cancer crabs don't want to get into it with this person at all. You don't want to rush the relationship too quickly, and it ended up being a complete disaster due to the fact that the two of you didn't really get to know each other, and the two of you didn't really get to know if the two of you can even coexist in a relationship. Because you'll have people who will be in relationships with each other, and then when they start spending time with each other, they realize that they can't stand each other. And the reason why is because they both in the game, or one of them is in the game, trying to irritate the other person. And it's like, what are you doing? So the thing about it is that the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant now represents, so this is you Cancer crabs giving these people some space. Not so much space to the point where you are dumping them or the two of you are breaking up. But you're just letting, you Cancer crabs are just letting them and yourself experience each other, right? Give each other more time, right? Because let's not forget that even when it comes to, getting engaged, an engagement lasts for a minimum of 1 year, right? Because an engagement is all about taking the time to see what a person will do when they got up to this point. And then if they start acting up, right, in the year of engagement, usually it takes 1 year. Now all of a sudden it's, okay, well, yeah, I can't trust you, and we're not going to get married. So the point that I'm trying to make here is everything takes time, right? And you Cancer crabs understand that with this type of mentality of going in too fast, right? This person trying to make you too big of an offer too fast. They want to be in a relationship. Hurry, hurry, hurry. You Cancer crabs understand how much of a risk that is. You understand that. So the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant represents you're trusting your gut here. You understand that ultimately, and your common sense, you understand that ultimately it's not going to be about how fast you go or calling each other a relationship, right? Quote unquote. You have to actually go through some stuff together and to see if the person actually has your best interest in mind. Because see, so many people think that a relationship is all about the good stuff and only the good stuff. And it's like, that's not a relationship at all, really. To be honest, that's not a relationship. You have to go through something with somebody, right? To see like, okay, this person has my back through the bad times of it all. And a lot of you Cancer crabs know that. So the Chariot being Cancer crabs, right? So you did show up in your own reading. The Chariot is about, there's a need for you to see if the person is actually going to go through some bad times with you. Because the saying is that when it rains, it pours. When bad stuff happens, or when the bad times happen, it just usually doesn't come with one problem. It comes with a whole list of problems along with it. So a lot of you Cancer crabs need to see, or you should need to see, what your partner looks like. What are they going to do when the pressure is on? Because if the two of you can't even last, one challenging time or a time of adversity, how are you going to live with each other? How are you going to be in a relationship with each other? How are you going to be in a marriage? How are you going to be engaged? How are you going to do anything? And the thing is that the Three of Pentacles now represents, pay attention to, if they love, if they too caught up with their friends, if they listen to what their friends say on either side. And if that's what it is that they're doing, then that's how it is that you know that you Cancers can't trust them. Pay attention to how it is that they socialize just in general. Are they sociable people? Are they shy? Okay, even if they're shy, can they still communicate with people in a way where people want them to win, right? Because you want a winner on your arms. You want someone to be a winner that you call your partner. The Lovers and the Three of Wands now represent, so as a result of this, you Cancer crabs really have to take the time to make sure. And if they're not that type of person, whether or not you have somebody, right? Because you could have had someone and you stopped talking to them, or you could still be with this person now, but you're starting to think about the future. That's very good, because the Lovers and the Three of Wands represents you need to start thinking about the future, not in a rushing way, but you need to start taking a look at the bigger picture from a more correct perspective. Slow it down a little bit, because the Lovers and the Three of Wands is an indication that you may be thinking about the future a little bit too fast. And it's like there's this saying of how it is that people meet each other and like they go and they try to move in the same week, and it's like, this is way too fast. You Cancer crabs need to slow this relationship down. You're making family plans and planning all this other type of stuff. You really should you really shouldn't be trying to marry somebody until something about 5 to 10 years in knowing them. So the High Priestess now represents, so as a result of this, the High Priestess is about the High Priestess is about how, especially if this person is obsessively thinking about you, and if they're doing all of that, then they're dependent, right? Which means that escalating the relationship will only make their dependence more severe. So if you Cancer crabs are not looking for a person to be smothering you and hugging you and all this other type of stuff, trying to do that every minute of the day, then you Cancer crabs really need to slow it down. If these people are not your speed, if the two of you don't necessarily work out because who they are, you're not that, then yeah, you can leave them, right? But you give yourself a chance and breathing room to see all of these things, as opposed to if you just rushed into the relationship, then you would get yourself into some serious problems because of it. And then you have the King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. The King of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles now represents, so think about it, but the Seven of Pentacles, this person is willing to go along with the fast pace, like I said, because they represent the Knight of Wands. They're coming in with the fast pace. And what I'm trying to tell you, Cancer crabs, is that they are trying to move the relationship along very quickly due to the fact that there's something that they're trying to hide. And what they're trying to hide is the fact that they're smothering, they're dependent or codependent. And that can be very risky behavior, because codependent people, unless that's you yourself, Cancers, truth be told, right? But unless you're that yourself and you can actually tolerate and have a lot of patience for that stuff, dependent and codependent people will try to sabotage, right, you doing other things if they perceive you falsely of spending way too much time engaging in those other activities. So for instance, if they think that you're spending way too much time on the job, they will call your job. They will end up getting you fired. Is that something that you can deal with? So you Cancer crabs, like I said, if this isn't you, in the sense of if you don't want that type of relationship, you need to slow it down with these people. Let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Emperor, Ace of Wands, the Fool, and then you have the Five of Swords, right? So the Emperor, the Ace of Wands represents, again, don't be so desperate. Don't allow, and I'm not calling you desperate, but don't allow yourselves to be caught up with what these people got going on whatsoever. Remain consistent, slow and steady wins that race. The Fool and the Five of Swords. And watch out for if they start name calling. That's a big problem. If they start doing that, then it means it's time for you to leave them alone.